right and pulled a rib or muscle on the left. So don't get old, people. That's all I have to say. So I'm going to turn this thing around. We're going to look at my holiday table that I just set. And then we'll go downstairs for the main action and look at my stitching. So I'm going to flip this around again. Okay. So here is my dining room. I previously outlawed red in it, although it has red wallpaper. But I've decided that I can't do without my red. So a holiday ain't a holiday until the chickens have their little velvet bows on. So the chickens have their bows on. These are, I've had these on my table for years. They are actually from at home. So they are just resin or plastic. They're not expensive, but I like to dress them up. This year I wanted to do a colonial Williamsburg kind of thing with fruit and fauna. So I did, nothing says fancy like a bird's nest in a punch ladle. Some apples and oranges, some pineapples, these really pretty pheasant feathers that I've had for years. I just got these little LED lights, and I see that some of my peeps have showed up. Ladybug625, who I like to follow, and then Vic at Hobby House Needleworks has joined in under her moniker, painting for him. So anyway, these lights were only like $16, but they have 3 different temperatures on it. What us interior decorators call temperature, it's just light color. So this is probably 2700 kelvins, which is a warm glow. This one is more like 3000 kelvins, which is kind of like in a kitchen. And then another one. So anyway, not expensive whatsoever. So here is my table. This is Hunting Scene by Coalport. I've had it for about 30 years, and some family silver there and crystal. And someone has joined us because she likes to be in the middle of the fiddle. It is the famous Lucille Eugenia. Say hi, Lucille. Hi, Lucille. Okay. She just wants a treat, and I'll give her that as we walk past the dining room. So, all right. So that's that. This is my little table setting. This is where the wine will go. This is my little fancy wine bottle stopper, water pitcher, and iced tea. I do set the table for wine. We also have champagne. I don't drink wine. I drink bourbon. So this is my bourbon glass, but just for the sake of a pretty table, I set my my glass, the wine glass out, even though I don't drink wine. It's ugly when I drink wine, and I try not to be ugly. So my little amaryllis is blooming. Pretty, pretty. Okay. We'll go this way. We'll go down to the stitching thing, my stitching spot, and let me give Lucille her treat. Whew. She's a little pig. So anyway, let me put the lid up back on this. So here's my little Christmas tree. Got my fireplace going and my mantle going. So this mantle attracts a bunch of foolishness. So in the beginning of the year, it's very structured. In the beginning of the season, it's very structured. And as the days go by, I just add all kind of stupidity in it. This was a ribbon that one of my husband's students made for him to go around a bag of cookies, so I added that in. My ornaments that I collect are wired in there now. The stockings are full of stupidity. that only I can do. And I wanted to show y'all this gorgeous poinsettia. Not expensive, got it at Home Depot. Put it in an old crystal punch bowl. Pineapple and fan pattern, if you're wondering. All right, let's go. I also like to decorate with feather dusters. There's something about feathers and feather dusters and brooms that I really like. So, whatever. Call me weird. I am dealing with sciatic and some pulled muscles. So I'm moving down these steps very slowly because I don't want to fall. That would be really good. Okay, so here's my little stitching. I call it my Elfkin layer. Elfkin layer. It's where I do a lot of my stitching. I package soap down here. It's just my basement, and I share it with my husband who exercises. He just got off the bike and he's in the shower, so no chance of seeing him, which is a good thing. Trust me. So anyway, I will flip this around again and show you kind of what I've been working on. All right. So, first of all, I'm drinking red tea. It's rooibos tea. It's from Africa. And I may have spilt a little Calvados in it, which is apple brandy. It's that time of year where I give myself permission to have a little tipple if I want. So here I am. All right. First, we have Baldequin Birdies by MFE. Jacob DeGraff is the designer. And this was a stitch along for last year, 2025. And I've managed to get maybe like January 2nd stitched. So I am way behind in this. I'm more than a year behind in this. And I am right here in this little bitty corner. Okay. So I have a lot of work to do on that. I'm stitching that in Classic Colorworks Belle Soie Cranberry Silk. And it is also on 40 Count Mushroom by Zweigert. I knew that Vic was going to ask me what linen, so I made a cheat sheet over here so that I can answer her questions. Eliza Bell Cox, 1832 by Hands Across the Sea. So today we will see my finish Ann Thomas. And this will be a companion piece to Ann Thomas. I'll hang them on the same wall. Eventually, they'll go in my stitching room upstairs over the fireplace. So I just started Eliza Bell Cox. Okay, and here we are. So it is a beautiful, beautiful sampler. I think the border is going to be very pretty. So here's some pansies and some bluebells and a little rose and a lot of verse in the middle. But I can't wait to do that amazing bird. I think that's going to be amazing. So I'm going to delay gratification for once in my life. Sorry about the glare. And I'm going to stitch the verse. And after that, I'll want to like kill myself. So then I can do the bird as a treat for living through this 1/1. Okay, so I'm doing this on 46 count. Woo. And I'm doing it on one strand. I'm doing it with the called for DMC. Okay. This one gets expensive to do it in silk. And I thought it would be just as pretty in the DMC colors. So, there you go. So, all right. And again, that is 46 count Zweigert in flax, which is a nice light color. So all of those colors are really going to pop. And join it with this call for DMC floss in 1 strand over 2. Okay, so we've covered the Modern Folk Embroidery Stitch Along, which I need to get my budding gear. We looked at my Eliza Bell Cox that I just started. I'd like to do, before I forget, a shout out. So, this shout out will be to Tony Stubblefield. His handle, he's a basket maker. His handle is Jaskets, Jaskets on Instagram. And he told me about something that blew my mind. Never thought about it. It is a tripod that tracks your face so that when you have your camera in it and you're moving around like I do, like a big fool all day long on Instagram, it's you don't see all the handshaking and all. So I asked Santa for it. Santa and I have a dubious relationship. I ask Santa for a lot of things, and Santa usually says, you don't need that. So Santa said I don't need it, but we'll see. I mean, it's better than making people seasick all day. You know, that's what I figured. So I'm going to put this down for 1 second and change into my Mr. Rogers clothes. So off with that. I'm going to take my little snooze off here. Put on my slippies. And a sweater. So, once I am all Mr. Rogered up, I will show you my finished, framed, lovely Ann Thomas. And we'll talk about what that was all about. First of all, another shout out to my friend Pax. I see that she joined us too. I love you, Pax. Okay, so Pax was instrumental in my my workbench, being that it came from her. So, and I basically just threw my jacket on the ground. So, whatever. Anything for you know, my public. So, that's that. So, hi, Pax. Here's one of my beautiful white amaryllis that I like to keep at my little station here where I stitch. Okay. So, this chair I bought from another friend last week. It is horribly uncomfortable. So I have an outdoor cushion on it. I have I have a quilt wrapped around a towel, of course, and pillows. I need to have a real cushion made for that. So Pax, if you're listening, which I see you are, I need a new cushion for this, Pax. I'd like it covered in this red toweling. So we'll talk. I like to keep you busy. All right. So here are the deets for my somewhere. Let's see. I was thinking ahead. Stupid me. I always get in trouble when I think ahead. So, 36 count Zweigert dark cobblestone is what I did it in. And I did it in silk, the Averissois. And it's 1 strand over 2 on 36 count with Averissois silks. So I had to hide it because Santa Claus doesn't know I bought it for myself. I'm whispering, although he's in the shower, which is 2 floors above. So I've hidden it behind this quilt top. He'll never know. He's not on Instagram. So I will take these clips down in this horrible ceiling in my Elfkin lair. And I'll show you Okay. So, this is Ann Thomas. It took me, let's see, I have the thing right here. I started on December 20th of 2020, and I finished it on January 17th, 2022. So, is that like 2 years and a month? I don't know. I'm bad at math. So the reason it took me that long is not because I'm the slowest stitcher on the face of this planet. The reason it took me this long is because I'm not a monogamous stitcher. And I have a lot of stuff going on, so a lot of projects. So this was done in a walnut frame with a cream linen matting and a gold fillet. And I think they did a really, really, really good job on this. It is very pretty. I'm very happy with the way it came out. And it took a lot of my life. There's a lot of my life in this. And I'm happy. I'm proud of it. So that is that. And then picture also with that. This hanging next to it. I think it's going to be really, really, really pretty. So that, boys and girls, is probably just girls. Very few boys follow me. It's always been that way. What can I say? So that's the finish Ann Thomas. And I'm going to sit down for a minute. I might not be able to get back up. Oh, God. So, as my grandmother always said, Todd Michael, don't get old. It happens to the best of us. I guess it's better than the alternative, is what they say. So, tune in next week. When I don't know what I'll do next week. I don't know. And I got a request to read the verse on Ann Thomas. So let me get back up. And it says, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might, for there's no work, there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. So, early bird gets the worm. Get up, do what you want to do. Don't, a very topical verse. Thank you for asking me about that. Because it's kind of been my motto. So this has been a weird year for me. I lost my mother January 12th of this year. And when my mother passed, I decided that I was just, and I said this on an earlier one, so I apologize if you're, you heard this already, but I decided to become a little more vulnerable and try to connect with people a little more. The cross-stitch community has always been a very welcoming community to me. I do not look anything like the normal cross-stitcher, if there is a normal cross-stitcher. But trust me, I've run a lot of retreats in the past when I worked at Hobby House Needleworks. And I can tell you, The boys ain't exactly falling out of the trees to cross stitch. So I decided after my mother passed that not only was I going to make myself more vulnerable, I was going to reach out to a community that I really jived with, that really accepted me. And we've had the best time at retreats. We really have. I've sat at some amazing tables. You know who y'all are. AJ, the Quilting Pod. All the ladies from Texas, my honorary Texan family. So many people have welcomed me. And I just want to make this a place for everybody. So hopefully, men, women, children, dogs will start following me and pick up cross stitch. Although I think Lucille might have some trouble with cross stitching because she lacks opposable thumbs. And you kind of need that for stitching. Although, who knows? Maybe you can teach an old dog new tricks. So, in the spirit of Christmas, I wish everyone a Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas, or whatever the hell you celebrate. I don't care. If there's anyone that cares less about what you celebrate, and it's this one. Whatever you celebrate. Have a good time. Be well. And I'll see y'all next week. And also, as my grandmother used to say, Mama, we called her, Todd Michael, it's time to come in. Put your bike up. Tomorrow's another day. Goodbye.